Hello, hello everyone. Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Hello, sir. I'm Muskan. Today, I am your host, and um,
I can
I hope and 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 instruct some guidelines and some info about our company. But break sugars is all how well you build them. It determines how well you build. Hello, everyone. I am Muskan, Event Management Intern at InnovaWorld Private Host. Good afternoon, esteemed guests, interns, and colleagues. I am heartfelt thank Mia to accept my invitation and participate. We are thrilled to host this event in the Product Limited and Sci-Fi Tech Private Limited. The MSME registered company is an pioneering research and development center used with the in the source of the thinking brain and the increasing hub for the STEM enthusiasts of the wealth of the educational resource. Explore aircraft, drones, satellites, and and send a warm welcome to each and every one of you today. It is great pleasure to have this Haronian sir. We are truly honored to have you with us today. Your willingness to share your time and expertise with us despite your busy schedule is deeply appreciated. Your presence, your commitment to the education and knowledge, but share dedication to innovation in our field. I extend a warm welcome to our lovely viewers who have joined us on this platform to learn about the government industries in the sector and the financial challenges. But to the young founder of the InnovaWorld engineer Ishwarya Dara, Chief Technology Officer Dara, former scientist, energy, the vision and the leadership of the organization. And I give a chief managerial of communication whose strategic guidance towards success. I extended her Armona Mazumdar. It's who serves as the backbone of our research division. Your dedication and expertise in our creative pursuit. I'm truly honored to welcome our the Chief Guest of the day at the School of the School of Economics in France, who holds a PhD in the economics and contemporary teaching and research associate at the extensive background in the development studies of evolution and statistics. His research focuses on the political active governance, development, finance, articles in journals such as World Development, Resource Policy, and published articles in the such as Development and Resource Policy. Once again, I welcome each and every one of you. Now I request the doctor to address the gathering regarding the governance of the extractive industry in the face of environmental and let's remember. Over to
okay, okay. Please. Can you?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Difficult for me to hear you because it's there's- and can I share my presentation? Can you see my screen?
No. But
It's visible. Yes. Thank you so much. I'm going to webinar. Sorry for France, and I speak only
sorry.
is active industry face of finance the, um, of over in France in economics. I will follow this plan, and first I will economic context of extractive sector and environmental explaining the challenges of extractive governance of governance in environmental protection. governance in industrialization, and the impact of governance in financial sector development, promising by okay. Uh, Around the up to 3.5 billion of resource rich, and we can remark a percent of them live in poverty, in extreme poverty, and active industry uh, it play a role in developing countries, and most are that affecting environmental and tax system and financial sector. The main problem of challenges uh, preserve monopolizing resource, and also the comportment the your mobilization and of that is the quad affect the competitiveness of the national economy. And in this slide, we can see that in Africa country, uh, uh, about uh, one 100 to 130 to 270 million of people depend on artisanal mining, and we can see that most of African country are natural resource uh, dependent country, and we can see with this graph the African country that are very dependent on mining resource by using the level of mining export in the total export. And we can see that it's West African country, and also South African countries also are most are more dependent in mining resource. We can also present the average contribution of mining in terms of resource revenue, government resource revenue mobilization. And we can see that the country like Republic Democratic of Congo and Chad depend on natural resource in the domestic revenue uh, at least 40%, and that so that African countries are dependent on natural resources. Okay. About the environmental impact, we can. This is a good first topic, because we can remark that if deforestation was a country, the deforestation can cause the deforestation where will rank third of uh, greenhouse gas emission, uh, because if we classify the source of greenhouse gas emission, we have first China, United States, and if we consider that deforestation is a country, it will be rank the third source of cause of emission in the world, and we present it by using the first our paper published in resource policies, when we analyze the effect of extractive industry rent on deforestation in developing countries. And we can see that extractive industry come at the cost is no longer limited to natural resources, but also the deforestation that impact by uh, biodiversity losses. And extractive industry and associated infrastructure also are among the main causes of deforestation and emission. And mineral and gas land also contribute to deforestation in resource-rich country. But we can see that mining the mineral are most source of deforestation compared to oil or gas rent. And we make an analysis that compare that analyze the correlation between mineral rent and deforestation in 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 uh, 52 countries, and we can see that a positive relationship between mineral rent and deforestation and gas rent also and deforestation. But we can see that there is a negative relationship between oil rent and resource revenue and deforestation. This because mineral enterprises and gas enterprises are made in the forest area uh, uh, while the while enterprise are in the sea. That these enterprise don't cause deforestation compared to mineral enterprises. And using the econometric method like GMM system, we can see that on the second line that the total rent natural resource rent from extractive industry contribute positively to deforestation. We can see 0.225 uh, uh, on average. And we can also see over source of deforestation that GDP per capita population growth, rainfall shock, uh, and net aid, development aid assistance. And we have also internal conflict in Africa that is also a source of deforestation because the conflict uh, come to decrease the quality of institution and the ability of government to increase the the governance system to reduce deforestation and to increase forest protection. And about the challenges of governance and in developing country, we can enumerate some challenges like the weak capacity of this country and mining administration. Weak tax capacity, and various countries have bad tax institution and administration. And we have also tax competition between countries that is a main cause of a resource scarce in developing country because tax competition don't advantages uh, uh, the don't advantages good institution or good tax regime for each countries. And we have also the non-taxation of artisanal sector. It's very difficult in Africa, for example, to tax artisanal sector because the tax regime have not a good adaptation to this sector. And we have also the aggressive tax planning by multinational enterprises, and the IMF studies in 15 African countries, uh, so that African countries lose between 550 and 730 million a year in terms of corporate income tax revenue due to profit shifting and multinational companies by multinational companies. And the second chapter of my presentation will focus on the impact of governance on environmental protection. And this is also one of my paper who published in World Development that analyze the impact of governance, which kind of governance that can allow the developing country to reduce deforestation. We can see that global, uh, we can see the global value chain of for example, EITI, Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative value chain that consider the different step in its different step the environmental situation. And we have in contract, in production, in tax collection, allocation, and social and economic spending. Each step have to consider this environmental and social situation. This is a good hypothesis to analyze the impact of governance on deforestation. We use a panel of 83 research-rich countries over the period of 2001 to 2017. And we also uh, we also consider the EITI as a dummy variable that take one in the year that country is a member and zero otherwise. And we consider also outcome variable like the annual deforestation. And we consider also some control variables. And we can this figure uh, present the distribution of EITI implementation and deforestation. We can see that the country that have no EITI contribute have a big level of a large level of deforestation compared to countries that have committed candidate or compliant country in implementing the EITI policies. And this is the result from the evaluation impact method using entropy balancing that compare the situation of deforestation between a country that have implement that are EITI member and country that have not EITI member. And we can see that the membership of EITI can contribute to reduce deforestation at least 362 uh, hectare a year. And we also consider the different step of EITI implementation. If country need to implement EITI, the country have to disclose his to declare his intention to integrate to implement the EITI. The second step is the country can be a candidate if this country is evaluated by the EITM board, and the country can be also compliant if the country respect all the steps and all the requirement of EITI. And we can see that according to the step of EITI implementation, the level of deforestation is the level of deforestation reduction is higher, and the is the fourth the third paper that I would like to present is also mine, that I analyze the impact of governance on revenue mobilization. And I consider also the EITI implementation. And I consider the hypothesis is that through a transparent resource tax system, EITI improves the government share of resource income. And also the EITF can also enhance revenue management through transparency and accountability. There will be increasing non-resource tax. And the first uh, graph uh, represent the distribution of total tax revenue according to EITI implementing states. And we can also see that the country that have EITI member have a increase their tax revenue mobilization compared to countries that have not EITI member. And we can see that the level of revenue increasement is higher according to EITI implementation stages. And we also consider econometric method that using propensity score matching that compare the situation of the level of of revenue mobilization of EITI member comparing to non-EITI member. We can see that in the first line, ATT, the average treatment effect on treated, that the EITI contribute to increase revenue mobilization compared to non-EITI member. And we also consider the different step of EITI implementation, and we can see that the effect is not don't increase significantly, but remain uh, positive. And the last part of my presentation concern the impact of governance on financial sector development. We also consider the EHA policies that also consider the situation of financial sector published in World Development also. And our hypothesis is that EITI strengthen governance with enhanced financial development and mitigates the financial research curves. And the first graph so that so the level of resource rent and the predictive credit, because we use credit, domestic credit, as the financial sector development uh, proxy. And we can see that the implementation of EITI contribute to increase the credit, domestic credit to private sector. And considering the different step of EITI, we can see that according to the step of stage of implementing EITI, the impact on domestic credit is higher according to the level of resource rent. And using econometric method by with fixed effect model, we can see that resource rent uh, affect negatively the credit financial sector development. And but if we use the interaction term between the EITI implementation and resource rent, we can see that the impact of resource rent become positive, that allow us to say that EITI is a good policy to increase financial sector development and also to reduce, to mitigate the financial resource scarce. And we also use robustness analysis, but we only present the main result. Um, in terms of concluding remarks, we can say that by improving the institution and increasing a citizen standard of living, using by using revenue, government can reduce the environmental damage. And because we see that the governance can increase significantly tax revenue mobilization and financial sector development and reducing the financial resource scarce. Two, the fair and transparent resource regime and environmental tax payment governance can contribute to reducing deforestation and increasing financial development. And also the government can also implement the situation of polluter pay that that apply the eco tax to company whose activities generate environmental externalities. The government can also increase social and green spending to protect environment and to increase the standard of living of citizens. Thank you for your attention. Can you hear me?
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insight.
Okay.
Now I would request to Dr. Arunama, sir. Please, word for
Okay.
thanks to the sir.
Hello,
Mr.
am I
Rahman,
audible?
are you there?
Yes. I will stop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your very beautiful presentation.
I'm sorry for my English. It's if it's in French, I think it will you will enjoy really it because I
Hello,
have a lot of things to
hello.
say. But oh yeah, can you hear
Am
me?
I audible?
Okay.
Hello. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, thank you very much, sir, for your very beautiful presentation, sir. And whatever your presentation, it is means I understood that it is talking about the industrial and the government policies. Okay,
Yeah.
different kinds of policies. Yes, sir, I just want to ask you some very little bit questions. That is, which is my query. Means, based on your presentation, what I means have accumulated something. Did you sir use some model here?
Yes.
Uh, my question is, did you use some model here, sir? Mathematical model, nonlinear model?
Yes. Yes. The first paper, the first table that I presented on the impact of resource rent on deforestation, I use a linear model, but the overrepresented sector are non-linear model, that
Okay,
non-parametric
okay,
model.
okay, okay. And this model is obtained by regression.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Sir, if you don't mind, means the availability of data, means whatever the data you used in your paper, means is the data available freely in the internet?
Yes, yes, because the three papers are published. If you want to replicate, it's possible to use data online. directly.
Okay, okay, okay. Makes sense. Okay. Okay. Any other question from any student? No, means I do not have means I have the only three queries. I already means I have the clarity. Okay. Now I ask the students. Any student have any question? If you have any question, then please write down on the chat box. I think there is no question from any other student. Okay. Okay, sir. So
Yes, yes, I already share with Muska.
Yeah, I will send you to ma'am.
Thank you so much.
thank you so much, sir. I hope that we'll be again collaborating in the next term.
Okay. You, you said that, please? Okay. Okay, no problem. I'm available. If you have, yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you so much.